So there one back another. How good is the last one on all the old characters that still need spirit enhancement, and what a doozy it is, and that it's gonna make a lot of people that like Tsuruno very sad. So here we have Tsuruno, who I'm gonna have to compare to the regular Tsuruno quite a lot because she shares a lot of stuff with Tsuruno, but at the same time there will be a lot of differences between them, and I think showing them will kind of make you understand what sort of a character this really is. So if we start out here, we see the disc are of course the same. Importantly enough, the type is not the same. This right here is an attack type, but regular Tsuruno is a Magia type. That's going to become very important because already what this means is that well, Magia types get about 20% more MP when they attack compared to attack types. So regular Tsuruno will have a way easier time actually getting to Magia compared to Ruma Tsuruno. If you look at the stats though, oh my god, the stats are really big improvement. We have 27,000, 10,000, 9,000, and regular Tsuruno is like, oh my god, these are way worse stats. In case you're wondering why, well, first off, it's Magia type, so I guess the stats of Magia types sometimes are a little bit less, only sometimes. Although I guess it's because Magia types are a little bit more offensive most of the time, I'm not quite sure. However, also keep in mind that Ruma Tsuruno is limited. She's only available during this specific gacha that is running right now, so you won't be able to get her at basically any other point other than this gacha. I mean, she might be rerun at some point in the future, but yeah, you have to get her during the gacha, while Tsuruno, regular Tsuruno, you just get her by playing the game. She's one of the 4 characters you get from the stamp cards, the other one of course being Sana, Felicia, and Muemura. So yeah, every single character, every single player will have this character and will be able to force out this character as well with bottles, with some chips. So yeah, regular Tsuruno, you just have her at 4 slot. Ruma Tsuruno, you have to specifically roll for her. But I think you can also use bottles and chips for her, I'm not quite sure, but I think you can. So yeah, if you do roll for her though, keep in mind, yeah, she will have way better stats than regular Tsuruno. And yeah, she's attack type. Let's see what that actually has to mean for the rest of this. However, if we look at the personal, we immediately see, oh, he's got Excel MP gain up and Magia damage up. Huh. So I guess she is still supposed to be about that Magia, right? Otherwise, why would she have this personal? So she is basically still going to try to get to Magia, but even with this Excel MP gain up right here, this 17.5%, she still has worse Excel discs than regular Tsuruno. Keep that in mind. Even with this bonus, her Excel discs are still just already worse regular Tsurunos, but this has Magia damage up, so I guess if her Magia is really good, that's gonna make quite a difference, right? So let's just look down here at the connect. It's attack up, which regular Tsuruno also gives, but regular Tsuruno gives 40%. This is 37.5. Okay, it's a little bit less, but it's okay, because the secondary effect is probably gonna be really good. It's chance to charm, 80%. Why 80%? Why not 100%? Where's the other 20%? What? This is a limited character. Why would this not have the better effect on it? Let me just go down the list, okay? On these connects. All of these connects, why does it not show for Haruka? All of these connects have a 100% chance to charm and another effect. These are low rarity characters in there. Kanoko, that's a 2-star character right there. Unlimited 2-star character. 100% chance to charm. I mean, let's just look at Kanoko's connect, for example, okay? Because a lot of people have said, oh, it's Ruma Tsuruno, it's kind of like Kanoko, right? 35% damage up. Most of the time, that's better on a connect than attack up, because you already have so much attack up from other connects. And 100% charm, right? All of these are 100% charm. And Ruma Tsuruno is 80%. And so, like, Ruma Tsuruno has another cool effect on it that, like, oh, that would have been too powerful, it was 100% charm. No, it has no other effect on it other than the attack up, which other characters have more anyway. So okay, let's just move on. The connect isn't quite on there, but we're gonna get back to it later, because the charm, you can actually do some stuff with the charm, but for now let's just move on. The Magia. Oh, look at the Magia. What does it do? It damages all enemies. Well, it's just an AoE Magia similar to Tsuruno. And I'm just going to start up but first off with Tsuruno's Magia, because this tells us about these characters also, not just from a gameplay perspective, but lore-wise as well. So Tsuruno's Magia gives blast damage up and XLMP gain up for the entire team for 55 and 35%, with some pretty good numbers for 3 turns. Oh, that's quite nice, right? And it gives herself evade. The doppel is basically the same. Don't worry about the doppel, it's basically the same. Just does more damage. So yeah, it's a bunch of cool team buffs that are really good, especially if you're playing Tsuruno on a sort of Excel Blast team and looking at her type and her discs. Yeah, you would probably play her on a sort of Excel Blast team. She's got some blast damage up and the attack up on the connect. Yeah, you can play her as a blast support on a blast team, or you can play her as a Magia character on a Magia team. But if you do that, you're going to sort of miss out a little bit on the blast damage up. Or you play sort of have hybrid teams where you have characters like Ren, like Madokami, like Iroyachi, like sort of characters that have like 2 Excellers, 2 blast discs that want to kind of get to Magia to do some cool stuff. But if you want to, they've still got some powerful blast discs to just get a blast connect and just shred enemies with a blast. These characters can do that. So yeah, on a team like that, Tsuruno would fit in quite nicely, and her Magia helps out with that as well, giving both blast up and excellent peeking up. And Tsuruno is very squishy, so the evade helps quite a lot. Let's compare this to Ruma Tsuruno. Attack down to all enemies 30% for 2 turns. Why 2 turns? This sort of feels like the chance to charm 80% again. Why 2 turns? Let me see if I can find some other Magias that also do that. Okay, so Hanekawa 2 was also a 2 turns, but I think she does some really crazy stuff apart from that, so it's fine. Here we have Ruma Tsuruno. Senjugahara, okay, she's a freebie as well. She's actually a blast character, so she's not getting to Magia. Shinobu, okay, 2 turns. What about these other characters? 3 turns, all enemies 3 turns here, 3 turns there, all enemies 3 turns. Some low rarity characters in there as well that all do 3 turns. Huh. And better numbers. Okay, so I guess the attack down isn't quite up there, but you know what, 30% attack down for 2 turns? I guess if you have specifically 1 turn where the enemy tries to do damage, maybe, but I say maybe because if the enemy has like this 1 turn or these 2 turns where they're trying to deal a lot of damage, then they usually buff themselves with attack up. And if the enemy buffs himself with attack up, then suddenly attack down doesn't do that much anymore. So not quite the hit, but looking at this, it's got excellent P gain down as well. Oh, there's an excellent P gain down, isn't that great? It's excellent P gain down, guys. If you have enemies that get to Magia, usually they'll get to Magia by using MP Restore or MP Regen. If you're playing 100 Evils, for example, there are some ways where enemies give themselves like 20 MP every turn. This is not going to get reduced to this. This is only when enemies specifically attack your team with an Excel disc, then they generate a little bit less MP, only for 2 turns. No, just this effect is terrible. Next up, the chance to evade has at least got the invade on it, which is less useful now because we're still tanky, but still is a very good effect to have on there. So that actually sticks around longer. That's pretty alright. Doppel basically the same once again. There's nothing special. They didn't increase anything for the Doppel, like the numbers go up by like 5% or whatever. Like who cares? So yeah, the Magia is way worse than regular Tsuruno's. Way worse. So far the Connect is worse, and the Magia is worse. Although about the Connect, I will say this right away because I know a lot of people are probably already writing angry comments about this. Yes, the charm can be used on a team together with other charm characters, for example, like Haruka, like Kanoko, or just in general like binding characters, sun characters. You can put her together with those other characters on a team to do some charm shenanigans, right? But if you're doing a charm strategy, just use mushrooms. Just use mushrooms, guys. Just do shrooms. Or use giant 2 Excel discs instead. Because they're also free. I guess Haruka might not be available right now if you haven't gotten her during the event. But Haruka is a way better character. And you have Kanoko, who almost everyone probably has, who's got 100% chance and damage up on there. And she charms with Magia as well. And I mean, if you really want to charm, you have this. You can charm with Magia as well. That's great, right? I mean, her stats aren't that great, but apart from that, like, sure, yeah. If Kaneko ever gets uncapped, she can do everything way better. Like right now, maybe her stats aren't the greatest, but yeah, you can do that way better with Kaneko and Haruka and other characters that have charm on here. They all do that better. They all do that better. You can also find plenty of characters that have better chances to stun or better chances to bind that also might be free-to-play characters. So yeah, you can do charm shenanigans with this character, but it's 80%. And the Magia isn't that great. Like, the Magia also doesn't even apply the charm. Like, if you specifically play them for charm, the Magia doesn't even do that, and neither does anything in Spirit Enhancement. So they're also pretty bad at that. But by 80%, right? Why 80%? It's gonna be like that one enemy sometimes that doesn't get charmed, that gets like a full combo against you, and it's gonna suck. Why? Maybe the Spirit Enhancement is gonna save it. If we remember back to Tsuruno, one of the earliest videos, maybe even the first video that I did about Spirit Enhancement, okay, probably wasn't the first one, but one of the early ones that I did about Tsuruno, We see that, oh, she gets a bunch of MP boosts, multiple MP boosts, multiple doppel adept nodes, so she has a really big damage on that Magia and doppel, higher than Tsuruno's actually. She also has a bunch of Magia damage up nodes in there, so we see, yeah, she's got that Magia playstyle, right? She's a Magia character, but on top of that, she also got so many blast damage nodes. She has like 25% more blast damage than Cool Homura, who is a Blastius character. Fucking whatever. So look at that. She's got all of these nodes for Magia, for blasting. Her attack, her active is more Magia damage up for herself. Great, and she got a little bit of evasion. Who cares? So yeah. Just very standard bonuses to Excel and Blast that makes it really good at doing both Excel and Blast. Will Tsuruno be able to make a dent in that? Absolutely not. Her SE is actually terrible. So if you guys came here just for the SE, it's bad. It's bad. She got 5% flame attribute attack up. But guess what? Guess what, guys? She doesn't have the Magia damage nodes that Tsuruno has, and the double nodes that Tsuruno has, regular Tsuruno has. And she doesn't have any blast nodes. She actually has 0 blast nodes. Meaning that if you want to blast, then regular Tsuruno's blast discs, even with all of the flame attribute attack up, even with the little bit of extra damage that Tsuruno has, even with the 2% extra blast disc bonus that Tsuruno actually has over regular Tsuruno, even despite all of that, regular Tsuruno's blast discs still do about 30% more damage. And 30% is like Tsuruno might hit for 20,000 on blast disc, regular Tsuruno might hit for 26,000. That's 30%, and that's kind of pretty strong for regular Tsuruno to have blast discs that are that much better. Because this is supposed to be the attacker. This is the attack character, guys. This is the attack character. And her blast discs are way worse because she has no blast. Why would you make an attack character that doesn't have blast up in there? Like, are you gonna hit with Excel discs? Okay, you're gonna hit with your 2 Excel discs, but to what end? To what end? Your connect isn't the greatest, and your Magia, like if you're attacking with Excel discs, maybe you're gonna get to a Magia that does something for you. I think Tsuruno is another character that actually hits hard with Excel discs. Like, she's an attacker with Excel discs as the main attacking disc, but doesn't her Magia give her like crit or something, which is like fucking good to have on an attacker? What is, if you're an attacker, what does this Magia even give you? Evade for 1 turn, and that's it. Okay, sure. But guess what, guys? Guess what? At least there's something I can say about her. She would just Magia Seal on attack. Is there anything in here that is salvageable? Hey, anti-evade 35%. Hey, that can be good sometimes. We have crit in here. Okay, better. If she didn't have crit, that would have been sad. But yeah, she has crit. And hey, guess what? She has 15% damage card. 15%. And on top of her, with having decent attack and decent HP, hey, guess what? She's actually decently tanky for a free-to-play offensive character, right? Like, for an offensive free-to-play character, I mean, she's limited. Actually, she's not free-to-play. She's limited. But for a low-rarity limited character, that sounds weird, she is decently tanky for like being offensive, right? And she's got 15% damage card. She's got the evade from down here. She's got the evade passively in here. She's got good defense and HP. Yeah, she's decently defensive. She just doesn't do damage as an attacker because she has no blast up nodes, and her Magia doesn't help her deal damage. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna use your attacks for charge discs and do what exactly? She doesn't even have a charge bonus. She doesn't even have a charge bonus, so you're not even going to use a charge disc on her. What about the active though? MP damage 30. Yeah, I guess if you play her as the 5th character on a 5-man 100 Evils team, then every 11 turns you can delay an enemy Magia by like 1 turn. Come on, guys. It's not hard to make a good character. It's not hard to make a good spirit enhancement. Did they not even try with this one? I don't even understand. But hey, guess what? It does resistance down. This is actually probably the best part about her entire kit right now. Because guess what? If you use this on an enemy, 20% does resistance down, your chance to charm actually becomes 100%. yeah, if you have like a big boss that has like 0% resistance and you give them the 20% resistance down with the active, then the charm on the connect actually becomes 100%. She actually becomes usable with that one. I guess if you're playing like a full Status Aimant team, having this 20% every 11 turns might make you want to include her. No, she's awful. Like, yeah, the only thing that she can really do is sometimes you can charm enemies. And I say sometimes because, yeah, you have to get the connect up as well. If you're playing a full charm team, just play charm characters. So sometimes you can charm enemies. She's a little bit tanky, but does less damage in both Magia by a long shot as well. Like regular Tsuruno's Magia is also way stronger because of all of these Magia bonuses. Like, gets so many more Magia bonuses. Magia damage. I'll get so many Magia bonuses. Holy shit, and her active as well. Regular Tsuruno does so goddamn much Magia damage, and she does way more blast damage. And she's not even an attacker. Like, here we have an attacker who does less blast damage and less everything. Like, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, she's actually terrible. She's actually kind of bad. Like, I've not just compared her to regular Tsuruno, I've also compared her to other characters that did similar stuff, and she does everything really badly. Yeah, the thing is, without Spirit Enhancement, it was actually kind of a toss-up between the two, because Charm can sometimes be good, but with Spirit Enhancement, regular Tsuruno's Spirit Enhancement is actually so fucking good, compared to Tsuruno's Spirit Enhancement, which is actually god-awful and terrible. It's not even a contest anymore. That's it, I hope you guys hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.